There's a moment that almost everyone has experienced. It happens quietly. You share something that matters to you. A thought, an opinion, a feeling you didn't have to reveal. You put it into words. And then, nothing. No response, no reaction, no signal that it landed anywhere. Just a pause that lasts a second longer than it should. In that small stretch of silence, something changes inside you. Your body notices it first, before you think about it, before you explain it to yourself. Your chest tightens slightly. Your breathing shifts. Your thoughts begin to rearrange. Not because something dramatic happened, but because your mind is trying to find its place again, trying to understand where it stands now. And most people never realize that this reaction is automatic. It isn't chosen. It isn't exaggerated. It isn't weakness. It's a nervous system doing exactly what it learned to do. Because the need for validation is often misunderstood. People are told it means insecurity, dependence, low confidence. But psychologically, validation isn't a modern invention. It's older than language, older than culture, older than most of the rules people live by today. The human mind didn't develop alone. It developed in groups, families, communities, tribes, places where being accepted wasn't just emotional. It was survival. Belonging meant safety. Being recognized meant protection. Being ignored meant uncertainty. And sometimes, danger. Over thousands of years, the brain learned something important. Social signals matter. They aren't background noise. They aren't optional. They are information. And that wiring is still there. Even now, your nervous system is constantly scanning. Tone of voice, facial expression, pauses, eye contact, energy shifts, withdrawal. All of it is being registered. Quietly, automatically. Because deep down, the mind is still asking an old question. Where do I stand right now? Validation is one of the ways that question gets answered. Humans don't understand themselves only by looking inward. They understand themselves through reflection, through the way their inner world is mirrored back. When someone says, "That makes sense. I get what you're saying. I can see why you feel that way." It doesn't inflate ego. It organizes experience. It gives structure to something that was floating. It tells the mind, this belongs somewhere. This isn't random. This isn't misplaced. Without that reflection, the inner world can feel unstable. Thoughts feel unfinished. Feelings feel confusing. Reactions feel questionable. And this becomes especially powerful with emotions. When someone shares an emotion and it's dismissed, don't be so sensitive. It's not that big of a deal. You're overreacting. The emotion doesn't disappear. It intensifies. Not because the person wants attention, but because the nervous system hasn't been acknowledged. An unrecognized emotion feels incomplete, like a sentence that was never finished. That's why people repeat themselves when they feel unheard. They tell the same story again, explain the same feeling again, return to the same point. Not to convince, to complete a loop, to reach the moment where their inner experience finally meets recognition. Validation doesn't solve emotions. It doesn't remove pain. It doesn't erase fear. It doesn't fix uncertainty. What it does is lower the volume. Enough for the mind to regain balance. Enough for clarity to return. But there's another layer that's even quieter. Validation helps stabilize reality itself. Every day people compare their inner experience with the outside world. Was that rude? Did I imagine that? Was that actually hurtful? Am I being unreasonable? These questions happen constantly. When others confirm what you sensed, perception becomes solid. reality feels shared. But when experiences are dismissed again and again, doubt grows. Not just about others, about yourself. Over time, chronic invalidation does something subtle. It weakens trust in personal perception. They begin to question their own mind. They hesitate. They second guess. They ask for reassurance more often. Not because they're needy, because their internal reference system never fully stabilized. They're asking for grounding, for stability. It isn't a flaw. It isn't weakness. It's a survival mechanism refined into psychology. And when you understand that, they're not searching for approval. They're searching for orientation. Not fragile, not excessive, just human.